Hi everyone, Leslyn Keith, occupational therapist and certified lymphedema therapist for the last 20 years. And I've been talking to you quite a bit about using a ketogenic lifestyle to manage lymphatic and fat disorders. So today I just want to talk a little bit about how to get started if you decide that you would like to eat this way. How do you get started in doing it? But first, let me say that I have a clinical doctorate in occupational therapy, but I am not a medical doctor and I am not a dietitian. So if you would like to change your diet, you should have guidance of a medical provider before you drastically change the way you eat. But assuming that you have this assistance, I would like to give you just some pointers on how to get started on a ketogenic diet. So let's talk a little bit about what people call your macronutrients. So your protein, carbs, and fat. And so essentially you don't need to eat any carbohydrates at all. So the first thing you're going to do is just restrict your intake of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are in plants. So we're going to look at having you limit yourself to the plants that have the least carbohydrates. And so I'm just going to use a page of my book to where I have a list of foods in there to help you know what food you can eat. And so we look at those vegetables, basically, that have the least carbohydrates in them. It's going to be any kind of leafy green. So any kind of salad or leaf is basically going to be okay on a ketogenic diet. And then you're going to look at other vegetables that are pretty high in fiber usually, and that means they have less digestible carbohydrate. And so you can have things like celery and cucumber and mushrooms and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. I do have that list in my book, Ketogenic Solution for Lymphatic Disorders, but you can also Google that. And one place I like to go is Ketogenic Diet Resource or dietdoctor.com. Are two places you can get lists of vegetables that are low in starch or low in carbohydrate. You want to limit your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams of carbohydrate per day or less. Typical American Western diet is 250 grams. So that is quite a drastic change. So one of the big reasons I say it's good to have a medical provider to assist you with that. Next, we want to look at protein. So protein is, that's going to be animal and plant sources for protein. The better sources for protein are going to be from animal sources. And so this means any kind of meat. So bacon, beef, chicken, pork, fish, any of those kinds of sources are going to be good sources of protein. You can get some proteins from other fats, from other plants, but your best sources are going to be animal sources, eggs, dairy. But then also we need to fill in with fat. So you're going to want to get an adequate amount of protein. Don't worry about eating too much. Eat to your satiation and then fill in with fat. And this, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to shoot for a certain number, a certain grams per day of fat. When you feel full, you've had enough. I would like you to go for the healthy fats. So avoid those highly processed seed oils such as canola, corn oil, soy oils, which pretty much dominate all of our American foods. So mayonnaise, for instance, is quite often made with soy oil. So go for the avocado oil or olive oil, which is going to be a lot more healthy for you. So you can get some nice fats that come along with the animal products. So if you get an animal source food like an egg or a steak, eat the fat that comes along with that. That's the healthy kind of fat. But the kind of fat that's made into an oil by heating up or putting chemicals to a seed is not going to be the healthy type of fat. And then beverages on this way of eating is pretty much the water is going to be your best thing, but a lot of people will have coffee and tea. You can add cream to those drinks as well. So that is probably the easiest way to do this way of eating, is that you're going to hopefully do much more of your own preparation of your foods, better than getting it out of a restaurant where you tend to have too much of things sneaking in there that you don't want to eat, and they're typically cooked in those highly processed seed oils that are not going to be good for you. You will find you'll be feeling a lot better. One of the first things you notice is that you have, you just feel better. You have more mental clarity, decreased joint pain, for instance, more energy. A lot of those things improve before some of the other things that a lot of us are looking for. Is people are always looking at the scale and want to lose weight, or you want to lose body fat. That's okay. That will probably come because this is a healthy way to eat. But look at all those other things of just how you're feeling, how your clothes are fitting. You will notice you will feel a lot better. Just wanted to give you a couple of other resources, some books that you can use to help you on your journey. I would recommend Eat Rich, Live Long by Jeffrey Gerber and Ivor Cummins. Excellent book to get you started. Ellen Davis, who is a nutritionist, she has a nice website, ketogenicdietresource.com, and she has a couple of books to help you with diabetes, type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, so check out her website. Look at Bill Davis's book, Wheat Belly. He is a cardiologist, and he talks about how wheat is destroying our health. And lastly, the really good fats that we can get for our health. That is a great book, Big Fat Surprise by Nina Teicholz. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.